All right, this is an amazing special episode. If you are tuning in to this episode, is going to be episode number 1 of the official Breaching with the Boys podcast with Ethan Nagel, myself, and Nicholas Laidlaw. Nick, thanks for coming on, bro.
Absolutely, man. Excited to start this journey with you.
I'm excited, dude. I'm pumped. Nick, we're going to be co-hosting this amazing podcast and we're starting it on our 250th year of the United States of America, as the founding fathers would have wanted. And we were discussing this before. Really, they fought the revolution so that two, half our autistic infantrymen can fire up a podcast 4 days before the 250th celebration, because that's what America is about. So I'm very excited, Nick.
Me too, dude. Question: Young Washington, are you going to see it or not?
I've heard about it. I will rent it because I would love to go see it in theater. I have 2 children, and our nights are valuable. But I would love to go see it because that one has who's in that? Because I've seen some trailer or some shots for it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Especially the younger actors, I don't know their names. You know, I'm more of like a Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise generation type of guy. I'm much more familiar with them. But all I know is the edits on like TikTok and Instagram Reels for this movie are awesome. And I think that's something like film in general needs to take advantage of, is kind of like promoting these independent creators on those platforms, just to make edits of their movies. You know, like the other day I watched what's that movie? It's an animated Bible movie about Moses. What's it called? Prince of Egypt.
Yeah, Prince of Egypt. Yeah, my wife's a fan.
And
of
I
that
watched like a TikTok edit of like the plagues song to like scenes of the movie, and after I watched that, I was like, I'm gonna go watch Prince of Egypt. You know, and it's the same with like Obsession. That was a big part of how that movie was so successful, was just the people doing edits on TikTok is insane. And like these George Washington ones are amazing.
Yeah, I've seen some of them. No, it looks awesome. And dude, it's got a cast on it too, by the way. It's got Andy Serkis, and then Ben Kingsley.
I'm sold right there, bro. Anything with Andy Serkis, like I'm there.
Yep, and Kelsey Grammer, and then this William Franklin Miller. I don't know who he. I'm sure he's some young up and coming actor. But yeah, dude, it's already in theater. So tomorrow.
I thought it came out July.
Tomorrow.
I have the 2nd. All right, because I'm going to see it on the 3rd.
Yep. It says showtimes for me here in Minnesota. Shit, man, I should just go see that.
Because I just saw Disclosure or Full Disclosure or Disclosure Day like an hour ago. Pretty good.
Yeah.
For anyone listening, definitely go see that in theaters.
I know the people have been divided on it, but I've heard it's okay. Like it's like a decent movie.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It scratched that like alien movie itch for me. It's been a long time since I'd seen a movie like about alien, because I love like anything extraterrestrial. You know, that started with the movie Signs when I was little. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, dude.
Except the ending. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, but at the ending, I was like, "Fuck you, Steven Spielberg!" Like in a good way. In a good way.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
I want more. I need it.
And it's Spielberg, so I don't think he'll do a sequel to that.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But,
So I mean, that was we were discussing too. Like filmmaking in general now is having a bit of a slight renaissance. The with the Obsession and A24 and Backrooms, and yeah, dude, it's cool. It's I'm glad people are like going back to the theater or seeing like these indies just hit, you know.
Yeah.
And I think too, it's just like good original stories. Because it's definitely, there is definitely still that divide though, which is true, which is you either do super low budget and it makes money for people and it might be good, and there's no in between. There's no $20 million comedy, romantic comedy, or so it's either Obsession for 750,000, or even at Backrooms for 10 million, or the Odyssey. That for like 200 million. It's like there's no in between. But
yeah,
I'm curious to see this Young Washington though. If there's what the budget is on that, but I'm sure it's probably smaller. But it would be interesting to see how those
the Odyssey for sure.
Yeah, the Odyssey is.
It's no Marvel movie budget.
No. And this thing is like, I think I saw the trailer for the Odyssey today, and it looks good. So we'll see. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where I'm sure it'll make its money. I'm sure it'll. I just don't think it's going to be as good as people want it to be.
That's my expectation.
Yeah.
With it.
I don't. Yeah.
Because I just saw the new like theatrical trailer for it at the movies.
Oh, okay.
And
So
that
yeah,
one,
okay.
It's a different one that they used, and that one was more palatable to me.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So I was a little bit more excited, but I'm still bummed out about the use of like American English in it compared to like classical English. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you watch Lord of the Rings, you can understand every word they're saying, but they're speaking a more classical English that seems to fit the setting more. But in this one, they're speaking like you and I do.
Yeah.
Saying words like daddy, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I saw
dad.
that too. Yeah. And the trailer
My
looks...
dad is coming home. No, you would probably call him your father back then.
Yes, exactly.
My papa. That's what it sounds like to me.
Okay.
My papa's gonna come home.
And that's the thing too, is like the trailer looks awesome. Like I was like, okay, this is kind of hyping me up a bit. But I agree with you. I'm like, I think they're kind of reading the room a little bit on like, all right, you know, like we need to amp up the audience because people are starting to shit on this Odyssey trailer, like the first trailer.
Yeah.
And the casting choices and stuff, and like apparently the Odyssey book that it's based on. And this is what I'm here. This is me watching.
Yeah, he used one book as reference.
Yeah, and that's the one book that nobody likes, the modern Odyssey, written by some feminist or something like that. So they're not real happy or keen that they're using that. So this trailer kind of like slaps, but you're just like, oh man. And then the other news that came out was no one is allowed to watch it before, like they're holding reviews back. And so I think they're trying to like get them. And again, you know, I was talking with somebody the other day, or like yesterday, like bad, like all, you know, they're like, oh, all press is good press. Not anymore. You know, like bad press is bad press. Like Supergirl just tanked. It's done. Like it's a bad movie.
Yeah, I was considering going to see it until I saw reviews on like Rotten Tomatoes or like just general creators that I follow on TikTok, like a bunch of the movie guys and stuff, because I kind of trust their opinions more than like like an official movie reviewer, because they always have an agenda. You know, like I prefer sort of grassroots reporting on that. On that front, because I can level with them more and they have a more realistic, grounded view of what people want to watch compared to like what's artsy, what's politically correct, because I don't care about that. I want to know if it's a good fucking movie or not. Like,
exactly.
And I was gonna go see the Supergirl movie until people were like, yeah, this kind of sucks. I was like, well, same with the Mandalorian movie. I was gonna go see it. No, not anymore. Not anymore.
And that's the thing. And that one tanked. So I think a lot, like, they have weight. And I think they're not idiots. No one's not an idiot. They spent a bunch of money on it. They're just going to back the reputation horse of Nolan and just because look, you could at least have like one good weekend or two good weekends, you know.
And you'll make your money back.
And you'll make your money. Like people, it's going to make like $300 million in 2 weeks. And then the reviews are going to start coming in like, yeah, it might be wildly mediocre. Yeah, Ellen Page, you know, it is you know, not so, you know. Yeah, we got, I can't remember her name, you know, like it might just not.
Zendaya.
No, well, even Zendaya too, man. You gotta
I think she's a great actress, personally.
I think she's okay. Like that's my take.
We'll agree to disagree there, but
I
enjoy her. I will refrain. In the movies I've seen her in, which is only like probably a fifth of her repertoire.
Yeah.
They're more Nick-themed movies. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the blinders on for me. You know, I'm almost certainly, but.
See, I see her like in the bigger, like again, maybe it's just the role she's played. I haven't watched Euphoria, so I'm sure Euphoria. I've seen some clips, like she can act.
She's pretty good.
Yeah.
She plays a crackhead well.
Yeah.
It's believable.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I see her in Dune, and I don't like her character in Dune. I mean, I think they miscast her in Dune. I think that was a miscast. So I see her in your scenery, like in all this stuff, and I see her in Odyssey, and I'm like, no. Mm-hmm. You know, Because even people, by the way, people, because if you're doing that, dude, you need to get Sydney Sweeney in those cans and those just in these big budget films. Because dude, she pulls in, and she might not be the best actress, but like you're gonna tell me that Sydney Sweeney is gonna she's gonna pull in more
people to theaters, except for that one boxing movie that she was in.
Yeah, exactly. That was an art house swing. Well, look at the Smashing Machine, The Rock and Kate, or the chick, I can't remember her name. Emily Blunt, phenomenal actress. The Rock, huge star. The Smashing Machine, no one gave a fuck. Seriously, you're like, man, you know what? I really need to go see The Smashing Machine, by one of the Safdie brothers. Who cares? So it's kind of I feel like the people are starting to get over that a little bit. It's kind of yeah, man, I just want to see just give me some hot chicks that can kind of act in these big blockbusters. Let's go back to the formula that worked.
Let's go back to the early 2000s.
Let's just go back to the early mid 2000s. Let's just everyone knows that was the golden era, And so I think too with the, with the big budgets and them not reviewing it, I think they're trying to hedge their bets, man. I mean, if you're not letting reviewers take a crack at it, they're just trying to get ahead of what might be a mediocre film, which is fine. It could end up like Tenet. Everyone's people either love or hate Tenet. I hate Tenet. I think a lot of people hate Tenet.
I watched it after your review of that. Yeah, I agree. It's awful.
It's awful. It's a terrible movie.
I didn't know what I finished the movie, still had no idea what it was about.
No one does. And
what did I just
I don't care how intellectual you want to be. Nolan overstepped his bounds. He got his pee-pee slapped. And then they were like, oh, hey, Oppenheimer. And I'm like, dude, amazing. Keep it narrow, biopic. Oppenheimer.
I will say the trailers for Oppenheimer were very misleading about what the point of the movie was.
Yeah.
But I still enjoyed Oppenheimer. I just went in expecting it to be more about his creation of the atom bombs and stuff, and not so much of a trial or is this or isn't he a communist?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sort of thing. But I still enjoyed it. It was great.
Yeah, it was good though.
Especially that final scene where they're figuring out they had basically destroyed the world. Oh, so good.
Yeah, it's great. It's an awesome. I think it's great. I think it's great. But my parents went and saw it and they hated it. So they were like, I was like, you gotta see it theater. It's amazing. And I think I saw it twice. Once for sure. And I was like, you gotta see it in theater. You gotta see it in theater. And they're like, okay. So they went and they're like, this movie sucks. They texted me like, Ethan, that movie sucked. I was like, what? And they're just like, it's stupid and boring and loud. And I was like, all right.
So here's one. Have you been watching House of the Dragon?
No, I have seen clips now online, so I know how it ends. Or
good.
Yeah, I heard this season was good.
This season is so far knocking it out of the park. Season 1 was great. They were so Game of Thrones in season 1. They made bickering politics thrilling.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2 is kind of the start of the whole war, and a lot of the characters that you like from season 1 didn't really get to shine in season 2. But now it's it's awesome.
See, this is season 2 or is this season 3?
This is season 3. So
okay,
season 3 episode 2 just came out last Sunday, and I finished that episode. And I at the end of it, I literally just sat up in my couch and giggled to myself, and I was like, "This is just so good!"
Okay. I'll have to check it out.
I need to watch more.
We'll have to check it out because we watched season 1 and 2.
It's so great, and they did a great recap of season 1 and 2 to start season 3 because it's been a 2-year span of time since season. Because I had basically lost interest. I was at the point I didn't care if season 3 came out ever.
Yeah.
Because they did such a great job with Knight of the Seven Kingdoms to me.
Yeah. That was great. We watched that one.
I loved that.
Yeah, that was great.
So good.
That was so good. Oh, we watched Widow's Bay. Did we text you about it?
Mm-mm.
Okay, we were gonna text. Amanda's like, we gotta text Nick about this one. It's called Widow's Bay. I think it's Apple TV, and it's really good. It's really good. It's like a comedy horror about these people on an island, and they live on an island. It's modern time, but they have curses, and so it's kind of like this mayor trying to solve the curse of the town, essentially. but it's funny. It's like really like dark humor slash. So apparently, and it makes sense if you once you watch it. So did you ever watch Parks and Rec?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So apparently, the Widow's Bay is the basis was off a Parks and Rec episode. So it was going to be a Parks and Rec episode, and somehow it evolved into this series or whatever. And you immediately see once you know that, you watch it and you go, oh my god, yeah, this is like the comedic beats and the people involved, because it's like admin people in the government of this small thing, and so you think like Leslie Knope, and you think of and so you start seeing the parallels in the comedy too, and like it's funny as fuck. Like it's got this like really good comedic timing on everything. Like but it's like dark and kind of horror-esque. So it's just like it's really good. It's a really good show.
I'll give that a watch. You said it's a show or it's a movie?
It's a show. So it's like an 8-part show, I think, and it definitely leaves it open for a sequel, or sorry, for season 2. And then we watched the one that we got really pissed off at it, but we finished this season. Is From. It ended well, but it has one more season to go. There's a season 5.
Yeah, because we have not. Because I finished at some point, and I don't remember if it was season 3 or season 4. I think it's season 3 because I haven't seen 4 yet. Because it's like
4 just came out.
for it to be like free on Prime or whatever. Because I don't want to pay for all the episodes. But
yeah, we pay for like the MGM subscription, I think, and then we watch it. So it's a good season, but we were getting real pissed off because it was like, dude, there's some like filler episodes that you just want to punch the wall.
Oh, it's like The Walking Dead.
Oh my god! Yeah,
There's
exactly.
Like filler seasons of that.
Yeah, and so that's why I googled it, because I was like, I don't know if I want to watch this until I know there's the end. Like, I need to know what ends. Like this is 2 seasons too long, but there's some good developments. I'm like, okay, so we finished that one, season 4, and then there's apparently they booked one more season. So season 5 is the last season. So you can tell they're building it up. So season 4 ends on a big cliffhanger. So you're like, oh, okay, they're gonna wrap it up into season 5, and that's apparently their last one. So I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, dude, you introduced us to that, and dude, I was pissed. Like it was great, and then we start getting mad at the seasons because they drag, or they like what the fuck is going on? You know, like getting really annoyed. Like, what? That's it? You know? So, but no, man, it's good. There's a bunch of good TV out there. People are watching. There's like we started watching like Dutton Ranch is out. People are raving about that. Amanda started that one, but yeah, there's like a bunch of stuff that's coming out. Like, oh my god, man, I can't even keep up anymore.
Yeah, it's Love Island season, so that's what my wife is watching.
Love Island?
Yeah. And then I end up watching it by proxy just because she likes to watch it in the basement while I'm like painting Warhammer and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so like,
dude, have you watched Love Is Blind?
No.
Oh, that's my favorite. That's my white trash TV.
I watched Love on the Spectrum.
Oh yeah, that's good.
That one I found was like actually interesting and like,
oh yeah,
I could engage with. But like, Love Island to me is just degeneracy.
Yeah.
That's all it is, and it's like I always think like how these people are acting. Like, what is your family thinking right now as they're watching this? Like,
as you're getting older,
like your dad is watching this.
Yeah. It's funny, you get older, like in your 20s, you're like, oh my god, bro, I totally banged that chick. And then like you're in your 30s, you're like, what are you doing with your life? What does your father think of this?
Yeah, what's your father?
What's your father?
Behave.
Yeah. And so, I've never seen Love Island, but we watch Love Is Blind.
Oh, you're lucky.
I love Love Is Blind. That's my like, I don't say white, it's not white trash, it's my white girl trash show that I love. It's terrible. But in the first season was kind of endearing because it was new. These seasons, everyone, because it's one of the biggest shows on Netflix.
Yeah.
So everyone knows what they're there for. Like everybody, you know what I mean? Like there's no mystery to what's going on. So people are basically going on the show just to blow up their Instagram. Yeah. So I don't even know if one person got married. I think actually what's funny, they did a Minnesota edition because they do cities. Yeah. So Minneapolis was like 2 seasons ago, and it was hilarious because everyone was super nice, the drama was super low, and it was just like everyone made very level-headed decisions.
Yeah.
So it was like, which was like, I was funny as a Minnesotan. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much everybody on the show. It was like, we're very like Minnesota nice. Everything ended up like everyone was making the right decisions. You know what I mean? Like it was great. I think one there was like one married. It was either 0 people got married or 1 person got married out of like 8 couples or something like that. Everybody made the correct decision.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. It's like, and there's the drama was like they tried to make. There's like there was the people brought it up and it was more of an annoying thing. There's one girl who like just wouldn't shut up about her lesbian sister. And so the one guy she was dating like goes to church, and she just kept bringing up like her lesbian sister and like religion and like, you know, and the guy was just being really nice about it. He's like, yeah, you know, like I don't know what they feel about gay marriage, but like whatever. I like the church, it's my church. And so it was just like she just kept bringing it up. It's like, do you have an identity of your own? Like she just kept bringing up her gay sister. Like no one gives a fuck. Like why are you like this is your life. This is your gay sister's life. Like, and so she was really fucking annoying about that whole thing. Like she tried to be like tried to like shit on the guy, but the guy was super nice and he was, you know what I mean? It was like everyone's from Minnesota, so they're like they know how to speak. Like it was super funny. Like she tried like making him out to be a bad guy, and everyone else was like, yeah, he's not though. So like and that's like the most drama that happened on the show. You know, like so. Anyways, that's my rant on the Minnesota edition. So it was pretty funny. But
have you ever seen Outlast?
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, bro, you would enjoy that. There's 3 seasons out, and it's like 16 people that get split up into teams of 4. So like the first 2 seasons were like in the Alaskan wilderness, and the 3rd season was in the jungle somewhere. And they get split up into teams of 4, and they just got to survive, right? So they get like bare basic materials to survive. So like flint, like a hatchet and a pot and like a poncho or something like that. And then the first season was ruthless because there were no rules about stealing. So you had like people burning down each other's camps and like stealing all the supplies. And the last team they split like $1 million or something. And the final event is always like a land nav hike to like an extraction point where you've got to start a fire. And it's so funny because it's like, I've watched this show and it's like nothing they are doing is worse than what I've done so far in my life. And I'm like, and the land nav part, they're all getting lost. No one can read a map or a compass. And it's like, I would just... Because I'm super good at land nav, and I would just be like, we're going this way.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same way, too. I was, like, great at land nav. I was like, I'll do this.
Yeah, season 2 was really good because everyone played, like, a nice, fair, clean game. Like, one guy tried to steal something from a camp on, like, the first day, and he stole, like, a pot or something. And he came back to his group, and they're like, yeah, we're not playing like that. We're voting you off. And so once you get voted off, you have 24 hours to find a new group to join, or you have to quit. And so like they were on 2 sides of a river, and he's like, well, I'm not swimming across to the other side of the river, and this team that I just stole from is not going to take me, so I'm just going to quit right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Season 2 was good, and season 3 was full of drama. Like, I love going on like their Instagrams and just reading comments of like people hating on them because like the stuff they said and did in the show. It's so funny.
Yeah,
but it's good. It's very enjoyable. You should give it a watch. I loved it.
We'll have to check it out. Yeah. There's no shortage of shows that we need to like pick up on. You know, like I said, we were talking before. Obsession finally came to Prime, so I was like, all right, we got to watch.
I'm probably gonna watch that tonight.
Yeah.
Now that you let me know it's on Prime.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, after this, I'll try to like work on this episode, get up tomorrow morning, and be like, let's start Obsession. But yeah, man, speaking of fun, crazy, well, 250 years in this amazing continent, or not continent, this country, you know. Did you see the UFC fights or the highlights?
No, I was on a plane.
Okay. Yeah, dude.
I saw the highlights, the end, like the very end, but I'm not like super big into UFC, and I didn't really like know any of the fighters.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize it was like that day because I thought the UFC fights were going to be like this week, like that, like the lead up.
That's what I thought. I thought it was going to be the 4th of July.
Same, like that's what I thought too.
I thought that was kind of like the point.
Yeah, and so, but apparently it's just a bunch of stuff going on. Like apparently there's like a bunch of like rodeo stuff happening in the mall right now. I think. Like there's so like, and it goes through like August. There's like a bunch of cool stuff. But like, yeah, they did the UFC fight, dude, and it was like, and I didn't even know it. I was like, oh, that's on tonight? And then Amanda, it was like, you want to watch it? I was like, well, no. I mean, it starts late, and it goes late, and I was like, you don't want to watch this. I know you don't, and so I was like, okay, cool. I'll just catch the highlights, and whatnot, dude. I almost regret not watching. I actually regret not flying to Washington D.C. and showing up, because I do the UFC hype videos. You know how like the NFL does like cool 30-second like inspirational videos, dude. They had 3 of them. I was on X like all day the next day, and they showed the UFC ones, and they're phenomenal. Like they are like the most, like you want to go re-enlist right now. Like it was like it's like America's amazing, dude. It was like, and it was all bipartisan too. So like you can't even like show like your it's not like, oh, Democrats suck, Republicans are out. It was just an amazing videos that they made, and it was narrated by Cole Hauser. There's like 3 of them, dude. It was so inspirational. It was so cool. I was like, dude, inject this shit into my veins. And all the fighters, the American fighters, came out with Medal of Honor recipients. So like they had like World War II ones. They had Ty Carter. They had, I think, Myers. I didn't see Myers, but I'm pretty sure he was there. And they had the other Rangers that came out, and dude, it was I was like, holy shit, I was like, so cool, because some people were like, why are they saluting the fighters? And then everybody had to write online like, they're not saluting, they're saluting the Medal of Honor recipients. And so it was so cool that to fucking have them, like the Americans walk out, the American fighters go from the Oval Office with the Constitution, and then do a walkout to the lawn with a Medal of Honor recipient. Dude, it's like, you're just like, dude, this is fucking awesome. You can't, you know what I mean? Like, there's no shit talking this event. It was one of the coolest fucking things ever. Like, it was so cool. And then they played like the national anthem, or the American Beautiful, national anthem, and then like the jets flew by, and you're just like, oh my god, like it's so cool. Like just watching it on my phone, I was like, I can't believe I didn't fucking go. I'm mad at myself for not getting a ticket and like going to the event. It was, dude, it's so awesome. Like I thought it was amazing. I was like, you can't shit talk it. The only thing that people obviously pissed off when dude's like, Michelle Obama's a man, but that was it. Like that was the only hiccup to the night for the UFC. Other than that, dude, it was sick, man. It was amazing. Like it just looked so cool, and even the fights that took place, and yeah, man, it was. I watched it the next day, and I was like, all the highlights, and I was like, oh my god, inject this in my veins. So, I was like, do this more often, And all the losers on fucking X were like, in the Roman Empire, it's all about the food and games and the gladiator games. It's the downfall of the empire. I was like, shut up, bitch. Like, this is awesome. We can celebrate
our birthday. This is like a huge milestone.
Yeah, exactly. It's massive.
Like I have my own opinions on Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. Like I think he's a very different Donald Trump to his first term.
Yeah.
Is the way I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But like he's not the United States, right?
Yeah.
He's here temporarily. Regardless, how do you feel about him? Pro, against, neutral, doesn't matter. Like it's our birthday. We've been here 250 years. And another thing that blows my mind is like every year there's someone who's born who's going to live to be 100. And so the United States is only 2.5 people old when you think about it. Like, it's not a long time, but then at the same time, that's like, it's just, I don't know, it's just so cool to think. Like, our country is 250 years old.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think it's so fucking cool. And I know everyone's got their thoughts on Donnie T, but I was like, honestly, I wouldn't want any other president being the 250th right now. Like, just being like, we're gonna put a UFC fight on the lawn, and it's just Americana the whole fucking way through, like unabashedly American. I think it's awesome. Like I said, I know people have their thoughts on them, but I was like, dude, if you're gonna have, Kamala Harris or Donnie T as like the president for the 250th, just sheerly that, like, come on, like you're picking your uncle that likes big tits and muscle cars and loves America, like through and through. You know, you know what I mean? Like it's just like who just like gets you illegal fireworks from Wisconsin and brings them over to Minnesota and just fires them off and gets hammered. And he's just like, you salute the flag, you know. His life's a disaster, but dude, it doesn't matter because he's the best patriot. And it's awesome. I'm fully on board with that. But yeah, dude, I thought that was so cool. But yeah, it is awesome too. I mean, like 250 years, and you're just seeing like, you know, people are bringing up like just a lot of the history, and you kind of, I don't know. It's especially when you deep dive into stuff, man. It's just like, holy shit, man. Like
what's really made me like a kind of like feel really patriotic for like the kind of like the first time in like a long time, like a real like, because like I'm always like baseline proud to like be an American and stuff like that, but like it'd been a long time since like I'd really felt that, you know. I think the last time I felt that I was like graduating like the School of Infantry. Is the World Cup and all these foreigners coming to the United States for the first time, and then like seeing videos online of them just kind of realizing like they've been lied to for their entire lives about how the United States is just awful, like it's super dangerous and like just racist and just a general terrible place to be. They just have a bunch of money, you know. And you know, there's parts of the United States that are like that, you know, for sure. But by and large, like this is like biased opinion, I think the best place to live in the entire world. Like you had like British people crying trying like Popeye's chicken for the first time.
Yeah.
You know. And they're just so surprised by how like kind and friendly and like outwardly helpful just your average American is. You know, and like seeing like seeing Scotland and their relationship with Boston now has just been one of the coolest things to like see unfold on the internet, because like half of Boston has now like sworn to go visit Scotland next year, like they're besties. You know, it's one of the coolest things I've seen on TikTok in forever, and it's like, why are we not hosting the World Cup every 4 years?
Yeah, and it's cool to be on
we
the
also have like
the
infrastructure for it. You know, like our college stadiums are as good, if not better, than most European ones. And Europeans, their minds are just blown how like a stadium in Kansas is just like it's just amazing. You know.
Yeah, especially like Texas, everyone's doing the barbecue and Buc-ee's. And like the Japanese dudes, I saw it today on Instagram. They're just like letting them hold pistols, and like they're just like, they're like, yeah, bro, like this is what we do.
Yeah, one of my like at my wedding, my brother. So he's from South Africa. He immigrated to the UK. Because South Africa fucking sucks. I'll go on the record and say that where I was born, South Africa, is a fucking shithole.
Yeah.
So he has spent like most of his adult life in the UK, never even seen a gun. And then he comes down here and like there's all these pictures of him like in his suit at my wedding with like a tactical helmet on and like AKs and M4s and stuff like that, just having the time of his life. And he's like, this is he's like, I think his exact words were, my European mind can't comprehend this right now. Yeah. And it was just so cool.
And for us, it's baseline. You know what I mean? Like that's it's like you don't have your own guns. Like what? Well, and everyone's bringing that up too. Is like it's cool, the camaraderie. I mean, again, a lot of people have come over, and I've seen all that stuff too. And like I think it's legitimately too. I mean, yeah, you got some maybe people are setting those questions up, but at the same point, there are people that are showing up being like, holy shit, like what, they have AC everywhere. I think there was a really good comment someone made, or they made a post that was like, our drinks our refills are free. And by the way, you've been to Europe too. You know, like you
have to pay to use most public bathrooms. Like I remember legit almost pissing my pants in Poland because I couldn't find a fucking toilet. I ended up having to go piss behind some dude's car. Yep,
exactly. And there's good luck getting water. Like I've been to Ireland and Scotland. Like you cannot get water for the life of you. I was like, can I get water? Yeah, mate. Cool. Can I get a water? Yeah, we'll come. Can I get a water? It never comes. Can I get a beer? Immediately the beer comes. You know, so it's like getting water, having AC, free refills, like the amount of food. That's the funny part too. That's why Americans are fat. But they're like the amount of like the like you see the TikTokers and like people like look at the amount of food that they put in front of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's insane. And then, yeah, dude, I think people, again, because we're hosting everybody, they're just, dude, it's just like, yeah, welcome to America, man. You do anything you want. And I agree with you. I'm not even unabashed. It's like, or unabashedly, like, we are when I said, like, I think somebody commented on our few episodes ago with me and you.
Yeah,
like, these guys are ignorant on, like, Spotify or something. And I was like, okay, who writes on Spotify? But, you know, whatever. And then,
I think me as an immigrant to the United States would have a better opinion.
Oh, dude, it's just like, I've traveled the world. There's this is it. When I said we are the last bastion of freedom, like, we are the beacon of hope to the world, I'm not saying that to be rah-rah America. I'm saying that genuinely. We are the last stop. This is it. This is, if we go, the world goes. Like, it delves into chaos. And it's, you know, I truly believe that. Like, this is it. We're the last beacon of hope. You know, especially, like I said, we talked about before, the stuff in the UK. Did your brother talk to you about that at all? Like, how, what's his views on that? Or can he even talk about it?
He is just trying to keep his head down and just paint his Warhammer, try not to ruffle any feathers over there. Because I don't think he's a British citizen. So, like, they could just kick him out. Yeah. Because he's white, you know. So that's not the demographic they're looking to protect.
Yeah, exactly. Is he thinking about, or is he trying?
I'm trying to get him over here.
Yeah, I was gonna say get over here.
Yeah, but it is, any kind of immigration right now is a lot harder under the Trump administration. Even he's my brother and I'm an American citizen. Like, he even had trouble getting a visa, but his visa is good for like 10 years. He just can't work.
He just can't work?
He just can't work.
Oh,
so, like, he could come and, like, live in my house for, like, the next 8.5 years. But...
to get his citizenship. Yeah, my ex-girlfriend's brother-in-law, her brother-in-law, when I met her, they had gotten married, but he was that way. And it cost him a ton of money, you know, and he was working under the table in New York. This is like 2010. And I imagine he finally got his citizenship. Like, he has 2 kids, you know what I mean? Like, I think they still live in New York. But he was like he was a tour guide in Scotland. And then he like came over and yeah, dude, yeah. It's like, he was a great guy, super nice guy. Yeah. But the amount of headache, because it sucked. Like, he had to work under the table, you know, and this was like New York before everything kind of went to shit. It was like 2010. So they were gentrifying it. So it was like a nice time in New York when it wasn't expensive. There wasn't a big amount of crime, you know, like they were living in Jersey, but it was really easy to go to New York and, like, you know, make a living. But yeah, I imagine that, like I said, with your brother, yeah, you could hang out for 10 years, but then it's like, he has to work under the table.
I'm paying to feed you and my family.
Yeah, exactly. Like, dude,
mow some lawns.
Yeah, you gotta mow lawns and start a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, yeah, and like I said, I think it's cool seeing everyone come over and just being like, dude, America's awesome. Like, yeah, man, it's fucking great. Like, what?
And the other thing that I saw Europeans were surprised at was our enthusiasm for the national anthem when it plays.
Yeah.
Which I didn't understand, but I guess that's something my American mind can't comprehend. Is how can you not be, like, immensely proud of your country? I can understand, like, being disappointed in it, you know, in certain aspects of it, but, like, just because of your current government, you don't like it, the whole country's a shithole. Like, I don't even think that's true for Russia. You know, like, Russia has thousands of years, well, not thousands, hundreds of years of culture. Just because it's being, the last 200 years of rule have been
shitty,
fucking awful.
Yeah.
You know,
or at least, especially,
and it takes a lot for me to say that because I fucking hate the Russian government.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying though. Is like you're you know, because I think there was a poll that came out too with it was like Republicans, Democrats. Like, Republicans are unabashedly American all the time, whether it's Biden, whether it's Obama. You know what I mean? Like, if your guy's not in play, you're like, we still love America. It's great. Democrats are kind of wishy-washy. They're like, oh, my guy's not in. America sucks. I'm not proud. And then it's like, it goes back and forth.
I think that's more a point of perspective of what they think of when they hear America. Because, like, how do I word this? if I, regardless who is president, you know, like Joe Biden or Obama, Bush, Trump, like when I am asked like if I'm proud to be an American, I think of like my hometown where I grew up, you know, and the people I know. I don't necessarily think of the government. Like, yeah, I'm absolutely
exactly.
proud.
Yeah,
Like,
you think of the country as a whole.
I've never even been to the White House. Like, that's not what I think of when I think of America. I think of my school guidance counselor, you know, who went out of his way when I was in high school to make sure I was okay, you know, when I was going through some stuff. Like, or the 4th of July parades when I was a kid, you know, like we had a World War II veteran who owned a farm, and every year until the day till the year he died, he threw like this big like party at his farm for anyone in town who wanted to come, you know. And so me being from a poor immigrant family, that was like one of the only free things that we could do, and it was awesome. It was one of the best memories of my childhood growing up, because like we couldn't afford fireworks, but like he bought them all, and I was like shooting bottle rockets out of a dirt road at cows and stuff. Like that was so much fun. That's what I think of when people are like, "Oh, are you proud to be an American?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely, I am."
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I'm with you on that.
People I know, but I feel like for Democrats, they equate that more to the current government and how it's being run. You know, other issues affect them more. I feel like they are more socially minded, if that makes sense, where it's like, who has rights, who doesn't have rights. If the groups that I'm thinking of don't have XYZ, this country sucks, you know. I feel like they equate that more than just the people they know. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense. I feel like
no, I get you mean. Yeah, 100%. I agree. They're a bit more emotional. I would say they're just more emotional.
I would, probably agree with that.
It's just like, because, you know, and I think politics recently have been with much more dividing, i.e. social media, i.e. it's a different time.
I think even Republicans, or I wouldn't say Republicans, but like MAGA specifically, has been more emotional the last 2 years than they are self-aware of. You know, like with this, with the recent Supreme Court ruling that like I think the 14th Amendment, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, so we just don't have a country anymore. Like, oh, we're being fucking bred out of our own homes. It's like, no. This is just the Supreme Court upholding the Constitution. It's not saying that, like, it's basically just saying the president can't be like, yeah, I don't like this part of the Constitution, we're just ignoring it. That's all it's saying. It's not saying like your lives are ruined. Like, don't be so fucking dramatic about it. Like, because to me, I just get embarrassed because like they're reading headlines and it's altering their mood. That's all it is. And it's like, just take 2 seconds and
Well, here's the thing too on that too, because I saw that and I'm like, guys, like, who thought? First of all, I remember when they brought this up a year ago. No one thought this was going to pass. You know what I mean? No one thought, like, the fact that it was like 6-3 or 5-4 or whatever it was, like, that's actually pretty close. I was pretty shocked that it came that close. I was, you know, because I had talked to friends about it and like you can interpret it because it can go both ways. Now it's been 150 because they broke it down. It's 150 years of
it was like what, 1868
something, where it's just like you're born here. And
it was about the freed slaves.
Yes,
getting citizenship.
And there's other, because I talked to a buddy about this again before Trump was, I think, even elect, because I started. Oh no, he before he got even sworn in, or he just got sworn in or something, and we were talking about this last year. And I was like, "What is the?" He's like, "Honestly, it's pretty, you know, it's a common, almost like common law, if that makes sense. If you're born on the soil, you're an American citizen." Now, the Constitution can be read both ways, and that clearly they read it this way, you know. Which was, and it was like 6-3.5, or I can't remember how they broke it down, 5-4, 6-3.5, and it was surprising that they you know were in more favor of like closing to say, hey, you know, the birthright citizenship type stuff, and like I get it, like I understand it, but I was also like not losing my mind when it didn't pass, like. Even seeing people, commentators that I listen to, I agree with you. They're like, "Oh my God, it's the." I'm like, okay, first off, a week ago you didn't give a shit about this, and then like 2 months ago, you knew it was going to fail. Like, people have said this. It, like, the last year you said it's like not a pipe dream, but it's a pretty far-fetched thing that the Supreme Court's going to reverse. I mean, we knew that from day one when he introduced it. All the social commentators on the right or Republican were like, yeah, this is going to be a tough one to pass, and then suddenly it doesn't, and now they're like losing their mind. And it's stupid. I agree with you. It was dumb. I'm like, this is dumb. Like, why are you, like, I get you might be upset about it. Like, look, I agree. Probably shouldn't they have an anchor babies. There's a good call to that, because it's not just, Trump brought up Chinese, right? There's actually cartel members that are doing this. Like, that are Mexican, that are having their kids born in the U.S. and now they're dual citizenship, and they're grooming them to become heads of the cartel or working within the cartel. I get that. Like, so I support, like, look, I kind of agree with it, but I'm not losing my mind over it. Like, we've been doing this for 150 years, or for the past 30 years. Like, it's fine. You know, like, there's no, like, I agree with you. It's just like people are losing their minds over it, and it, like, you knew this wasn't going to pass. You know what I mean? Like, you knew it wasn't going to work. You know, it's like, so yeah, I agree. It was just like, why you get so far? Again, you look on X, it's engagement. It's podcast, you know,
that's all it is.
It's podcast. It's us podcasting. I'm going to put up Birthright Citizenship.
I enjoyed just seeing, like, the feel good love to America from foreigners for the World Cup. That was like the first time I've like finished like doom scrolling, and I've like felt good afterwards. You know, like no, in a long time, because it's like the media just wants to. Your lives are terrible. Like, the end is coming. Everyone hates you. You need to clump up and
very
fight. You know, like it's
It is frustrating, you know, and I agree with you. I think it's frustrating, and it's that social media is a double-edged sword, and I say that in the aspect of, one, it's clearly rage bait, but two, it does keep people informed. Now, how you find that, you have to be a grown adult to like see through the bullshit. Because I catch myself, I'm like, okay, I need to stop scrolling. Maybe because I'm an adult and I fucking grew up with it. You know what I mean? Like, I had the ease into this addiction, you know what I mean? Or I had the ease into this problem of like, okay, we were older, we knew how to handle it. Like, I was in the Marine Corps, right? And when MySpace was out, Facebook came out, and we had briefs that were like, do not post shit on there. They will be on there forever, and also you represent units, you can get in trouble. So from minute one of being 18 years old, and this stuff, like, an dumbass 18-year-old, like, as long as you weren't idiots, like, you could, you know, you had time to put, like, we had the lead up to, you know, they just didn't throw it up, and now suddenly we can post out all the time, and our thoughts are out there and all this other shit. And I feel like the younger generations don't get it. You know, they're like, oh my God, this is the, you know, or something. It's just like, you guys need to get off and just distance yourself from this.
Grass.
Exactly, touch grass. Like, go outside, touch grass. Are there concerning things? Yeah, I think there's some legitimately concerning issues. Like, behind the doom scroll headlines, I think there are some concerning issues. Yes, you should pay attention. You know, like, not a fan of the rise of communists. I'm just going to say it. Like, I'm not a fan of the DSA socialist shit. I'm not. But you can also, like, step back. Why is that happening? Where is it happening? It's in these deep blue states that are like, you know, potheads in Colorado. Of course they're voting in a fucking, you know, socialist into their, like, prime, you know, over the other Democrat. Yeah. That makes complete sense. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, this isn't, like, if it was like Minneapolis, you'd be like, okay, this is kind of getting kind of weird, because we're like a purple state. You know what I mean? Like, it's like New York. Of course they did, because New York's full of idiots. Like, it's insane. Like, of course they got Mamdani. Like, it's these like little microcosms. Should you be concerned? Yeah, keep an eye on it. You know, like, call it as it, you know, what it is. But also, you could step back and touch grass and be like, okay, like, we have, you know, checks and balances, believe it or not. You know, believe it or not, Trump can't do everything. You know what I mean? Like, clearly the Supreme Court's showing that. You know, clearly the courts are showing this. Like, you know, so I think it's just, you know, people lose their minds too quickly, too fast. But yeah, the Birthright Citizenship one was just like, dude, we knew this was going to happen. Like, you know, like, even like, and the people had some good commentary out there. Like, look, man, it was 5-4 or whatever, 6. That's actually progress in the directions that people want it to go, right? Because look at Roe v. Wade. You know, that was a 40-year fight. You know, and they overturned it. So, and you can argue that all day, but that was like, the pro-lifers didn't stop for like 40 years, like whatever that was, some ungodly amount of time. I think it was like the 70s they ruled on that. So yeah, it's, I don't know. Anyways, I agree with you. That's my take on it. It's just like, dude, you guys need to calm the fuck down. So, and you see it too. I like the term that people that the podcastistan, they call it podcastistan now. Mm-hmm. They're like, like the Sean Ryans and the kind of the Joe Rogans and the Theo, like what people think and how people vote, like what's really going on.
It dictates a lot of public opinion too.
Yeah, I think people listen to it, but I also think that there's also people that don't. Like, there's a big portion that watches, but then there's also, you can't forget, there's a big portion that doesn't watch. You know what I mean? Like, a significant portion. Even though, they have a big audience, but I think that's the kind of the crazy thing with like YouTube, like clearly my wife doesn't watch Joe Rogan. She has no idea what's going on in that sphere, Mm-hmm. She watches, or she listens to Call Her Daddy every once in a while, and so you're like, okay, like that's what you listen to, or wherever else. But yeah, it's and like I said, I agree. People should be getting so wrapped up, But again, I think that's just our age now. Like you're just, with technology comes that aspect of it. Like just, here we are. We're fucking talking mad shit. I'm glad people are going to tune in. Watch. This is the one. This will blow up. This will be like, we'll get like 300,000 followers overnight, and then everyone's like, we got to listen to Bridging with the Boys. So the two infantrymen, they got opinions. They have opinions that we want to hear. Speaking of opinions, Ukraine's crushing it, man. I think they're strong opinion. I think they turned the tide.
I think they've got the balance tipped in their favor.
Yeah.
For the moment, Russia will eventually come up with a counter to this medium-range drone strike campaign. But at the moment, I'm very much enjoying watching the Russian forces in Crimea get the life strangled out of them. It's a good summer for Ukraine. Usually there's some sort of like crisis along the front line, and everyone gets all freaked out and says there's going to be a collapse and the Russians are going to be in Kyiv in 3 months. Konstantinivka is in serious danger of being encircled. I was there in 2024 as like a staging point to go film artillery firing into Toretsk down in that direction. And I remember the city really well. I mean, just hanging out, like functioning city, the shops were open and stuff. You could tell you were getting closer to the front line because there were more buildings with holes in them and stuff. But like it was not quite to Kramatorsk, but it was a functioning city. And now it's not Bakhmut or Avdiivka. It's mostly a drone war. It's like 80% of the casualties now are from just drones specifically, whereas like 2 years ago, 80% were from drones and artillery. Like very few people are being killed by small arms. So yeah, it's mostly a drone war. And there's like a report that came out from a Russian mill blogger who said that Russian infantrymen have a life expectancy at the zero line of between 20 and 35 minutes.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's not very good.
No. Well, and it's crazy too, because like you see all this stuff from out of Ukraine, and they're having success. They're penetrating into Moscow. They're penetrating the Crimea. Those are devastating things. They're cutting off supply lines, but it still shows how big the Russian military is if they're still encircling. You know what I mean? Like they still have enough bodies to do that. Like it's just insane.
Of a force.
Yeah.
But the drone campaign is affecting the front line. Russia's had a net loss in territory, I think, the last 2 or 3 months. Like Crimea, pretty much out of fuel. There's food shortages. Like a lot of the Russians there are fleeing back into actual Russia. There's no fuel being sold there, and most of the country is feeling it. Like there's either shortages or there's limits on like how much fuel you can purchase at once. A lot of places have bans on like external fuel canisters being filled, so like a gas can, like you can't fill those up. Huge lines of cars waiting at gas stations and stuff. So it's like Russian civilians are now feeling it, and the war ends when the civilians have had enough, not when the Russian army is destroyed. Because that's just the thing. They'll just keep sending more people into the grinder, because that's like the Russian mentality and attitude. As long as I'm not being affected by this directly, I don't give a fuck what happens around me. If Putin's president for the next 600 years of Russia, say he's like Homelander and he finds like the original Compound V and he's just president of Russia forever, I don't care as long as I get left alone. You know? And that's the byproduct of being a traumatized society where you've lost millions of men every generation since 1900, basically. But yeah, so I'm hoping next trip I can embed and see some of these medium-range drones striking Russian logistics. I think that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
See anti-aircraft now, because I haven't done anti-aircraft, and I want to see them shoot down some Shawheads, which would be awesome.
Well, since we went, Kyiv seems to be getting hit a lot more. They were getting hit. They were getting hit like when we went in 24. It was like every month or so they'd have like a hit, or it was like small, but it seems like like Russia's really trying to pound Kyiv, like in general.
Yeah, so I've been in Kyiv several times, and none of the times I've been there it's gotten hit. They've really stepped it up this year. They stepped it up typically in the winter to try to knock out the energy infrastructure, to like freeze Ukrainians out of their homes and try to force an end to the war, because they're just an army of terrorists. But I think Ukrainian resolve is not going to be broken. Like that's one thing now to me. It's like I can confidently assess that Ukraine is not going to force their own government to end the war.
No, I don't think so either.
Because it's been 4 years living in far worse conditions than the Russian civilians have. I think I mentioned last podcast we did about this Russian woman who is all upset because her vacation to Crimea got ruined because of the drones, and it's like, oh baby girl, this is just the beginning. Well, you think too is like they were hitting into Moscow. They were hitting. I mean, the air defense is gone now. I think that I agree with you. They'll eventually adapt, but at the same point, man, if you wiped out their air defense, that's a snowball effect. Because if they can't get those back online, and they just keep slamming their logistics to produce. They're very expensive, and they're an asset that's not made to be expendable. It's kind of like a F-35. Like you really feel that in a battle group if you lose even one. And so you gotta protect them. And I think Ukraine in June has destroyed 1 or 2 a day, which is very significant. That's not like a small amount. That's huge corridors being opened up for drones to just fly through. And that's what we're seeing now, because there's been like a campaign for like the last year to locate and destroy these Russian air defenses, to open up these corridors for drones to fly through. And now you're really seeing like the product of that, of the targeting of air defenses, and then you go after the bigger targets like ammunition depots, factories, and oil refineries, like that one in Moscow that was nice and toasty last week.
Yeah, with all the memes and stuff. That was great.
Dude,
that was
came
great.
Out of that were so wonderful.
So, I mean, it's why. I mean, it's like, dude, the videos like shooting the surface air missiles at them, and like it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, this one guy
like,
fired a man pad, and it ignored the drone and went straight towards the oil refinery and blew up one of the containers. That's where it looked. It's like a really funny meme of like Zelensky's like the top of the container is like a lid for like a stew, and he's like sprinkling salt into it. It's so
dude,
funny.
It's crazy. And I agree with that. I think maybe going in the spring of next year might be a good time to see where the war is at, because like I said, if the tide is turning, obviously there's still a lot of fighting left, but I agree with you. I mean, the Ukrainians, their resolve is like, especially when the momentum's coming in your way now, like you're kind of on your front foot now.
Right now they're kind of dictating the pace of the war. The ball is more in their court. Like Trump said, Zelensky has no cards. I would argue he's got most of them. Right now, because like he's wrote an open letter to Putin like a week or 2 weeks ago saying like, enough people have died, let's you and me meet and let's talk. and Putin just ignored it,
Yeah.
But then his propagandists were all like, "Oh, the Ukrainians refusing to come to the peace, like to come to the table to talk."
Yeah, right.
I think it was like today or yesterday or some other time, Putin was expressing an ambition to take most of the Sumy region as a buffer, and to landlock Ukraine by taking Odessa. And it's like,
You have Odessa.
maybe in the next 10 years, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we're already almost half a decade into a conventional war with Ukraine, and you have less territory now in 2026 than you had in 2022. So, good luck. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, like I said, it's tough, I think, for the Ukrainians just because it's that manpower to restart retaking territory. It's just so costly.
yeah, I don't think they'll retake anything.
You don't think they would take anything?
No, I think Crimea is.
Well, Crimea is off the table. I
think Crimea is off the table. I think most of what's been taken in the Donbass is also off the table. Because Russians have drones too,
Yeah.
and the reason they're suffering so many more casualties is the Ukrainians just have to sit tight and resupply already defended positions. They don't have to move a lot, whereas the Russians, anytime you want to go on an offensive, you gotta marshal up somewhere, and that's visible from recon drones, and dudes just get smacked. Like 25, 35 minute life expectancy.
I'm wondering what the guys think on the ground. I'm sure you might know, but just like if they wanted to get back to their borders, because otherwise the only way they get those back is through negotiation. Obviously, Russia's not going to give it up.
I'm sure they do. And Ukrainian maps will always show that is Ukrainian territory, as I think it rightly should. I think internationally the map should show that is Ukrainian territory. But until Putin dies and Russia breaks up into smaller republics, which I think is the outcome when he dies, I don't think we're getting that back. I don't see a way.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's tough, man. Like that's the one thing Russia does have an advantage. They have the unlimited amount of bodies to throw at the problem.
They've had 4 years now to prepare a defense in depth in the territories they've already taken.
Yeah.
So like the struggles Russia is having now, getting through Ukrainian defenses, Ukrainians will have the same exact struggle.
Is it
going the opposite direction?
It's napalm, baby. Start napalm, just scorched earth it.
Yeah, I don't think the front line will move much further anywhere. Like Bakhmut fell 3 years ago, and they've moved like 26 kilometers west. Like that's 3 years of progress. There's more movement on the front line in the First World War than there is this one. Which is insane to think about.
Yeah, and their production too. I mean, the drone FPV drone production is just wild. They're
millions a year.
They're just
no one is going to run out of drones.
No, and then like being 2 years into the FPV drone fight, like we were in 24 and they were ramping it up, or it was like becoming much more like a thing. And to see now, they're just like they're on a whole other level.
When I went in 25, in one 48-hour period in Pokrovsk, I personally saw or heard around 30, probably a little bit more than 30 Russian drones flying by the house. And that, like, if you zoom out on the map and you just like look at this tiny little speck in the city, and you can probably only hear FPV drones like within 50 meters any direction of you, just 30 crossing that path in 2 days, and then magnify that by the size of the city. Like, that's got to be like thousands of drones a day just in one little part of the front line. I would love to know at any given time how many drones are in the air on the entire front line. It's probably thousands, like 10, maybe even tens of thousands.
Yeah, I'm sure. And like I said, it's just the amount of operators and stuff like that. You just, oh man, that's just like, it's insane. Like it's a crazy. Like I said, they're if they had, I don't say if they had better tactics, but it's definitely like you could tell they're just entrenched now. You're just like, they're entrenched. Yeah, like you said, unless something major happens in some big way to retake those areas could be.
Yeah.
They would be insane.
Yeah, the most likely course of action at the moment that I think the Ukrainians are pursuing is economic and civil unrest inside of Russia. They've like the people have to turn against him basically, and now you're starting to see that. You've got like prominent mill bloggers and civilians making comments online, never directed at Putin, because they're trying to avoid falling out of a fucking 3-story window. But it's mostly like, what are we doing? Like,
Yeah.
this can't be sustainable. The military needs to find a solution to this. I'm like asking Putin to look into this, like help us fix the situation, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, help us, daddy. The military is doing this. Like, it's all Putin.
Yeah. Man, it's like I said, I'd love to go over and see if I can convince the old lady to go back over with you. And John,
my body armor's just talking to me like the Green Goblin mask now.
I know. We'll have to like ease into it. We'll get this Houston PD off the ground.
Yeah, I'm so stoked for that. That's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, I'll keep coordinating with you on that one. We'll discuss offline. All right, bro. First official episode is in the can. Any word for 250th? Any awesome send-offs you want to go to our maybe the 10 fans that'll listen to this or something? I don't know. Whoever we get over the 4th of July, listen to this podcast. Love America. It's amazing. Anything that you got to say, bro?
Just enjoy our birthday. Like, be proud to be an American one day out of the year. Like, Republican, Democrat, MAGA, communist, libertarian, I don't care. Just like go out and have fun in the country that allows you to have the opinions that you've got. It's our birthday. Like, we deserve to relax for a day.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
You only get one of them.
Get hammered. Keep your fingers. Yeah, don't hold on to the rocket too long. Yeah, reverse, Jerry. All right, bro. Well, this is it. This is the kickoff of Reaching with the Boys, 250th anniversary of the US of A. And thank you all for tuning in. Nick, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Battles and Beers. Super easy to find.
Hell yeah. Also, go check out the Zero Line Dispatch. It's a new one for you.
Zero Line Dispatch, a little bit of a rebrand, just to make it easier to get press passes, because it's easier when you're not referencing alcohol.
Yeah.
But you can find Zero Line Dispatch as well on Instagram.
And like and subscribe to this new show, and then also go to be into the Breaching with the Boys, be on Spotify and YouTube and Apple Podcasts, and then also check out Into the Breach. We'll link it. We'll all share our same pages on Instagram and everything, all that. So you'll see the thumbnails go up and the new show get kicked off, and then every once in a while we'll do a get together. We'll get a few guys together in the room and we'll have fun. But it's gonna be culture, film, war, all the above, man. We're just going to talk shit, have a good time. Because, special operations guys got their opinions. The infantry needs theirs. So that's what we're here for. All right. We'll catch you on the next episode.